Boy, Long Beach Joe, and I am back at it, back at it, back at it again. I'm back at it again, man. We got a lot to discuss. The New York Jets are going to be playing a game against the Seahawks coming up. The Jets are also, hiring people for a general manager search. Another explosive report came out as well. A piece of it, we'll be talking about that. Call in 515-602-9639. Give me 1 second, folks. We're going to connect the audio. Hold on a second.
Blog Talk Radio.
What's going on, folks? It's your boy Long Beach Joe, and I am back at it, back at it, back at it again. I'm back at it again, man. Listen, we have quite a bit to discuss. There's a lot going on with the New York Jets. Another explosive report comes out from Rossini. We're going to be talking about that. Also, the Jets have hired some people for their general manager search. The 33rd team, we're going to be talking about that. Mike Tannenbaum being part of that search. That's crazy. We're going to be having that discussion. Also, the Jets have an upcoming game against the Seahawks as well. We're going to be talking about that. A lot of things going on with Aaron Rodgers, too. His future up in the air with the New York Jets. A lot of reports surrounding that as well. Excuse me. So we're going to get to that. Listen, let me get into the show. I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me shamelessly promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there. Go ahead and give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love talking about you folks about this football team. Also, leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on The Long Beach Joe Show. I'm also on Twitter as well. Okay, going over to Twitter. People want me to call it X or whatever else. I'm just going to call it Twitter. You got to let that go. I'm going to continue to do that, okay? I'm sorry, but it is what it is, all right? Going over to Twitter, type in at The Long Beach Joe, at The Long Beach Joe, okay, on Twitter. Follow your boy. I'll follow you right back, okay? Please, get involved with the spirited discussions that I have on Twitter. I don't call them arguments. I call them spirited discussions. People want to argue with me, but I like to have spirited discussions, okay? So please come on over there again at The Long Beach Joe. I'm also on iTunes as well. Going over to iTunes, okay, The Long Beach Joe Show. Follow the show. Subscribe to the show over there. Leave me a 5-star rating and let me know what you folks think about what I'm doing here on The Long Beach Joe Show. Leave me some feedback on there as well. I want to thank everybody that listens to me across my platforms. Again, my overseas listeners, I'm always stunned that people are listening to me so far away from me. Thank you. Germany, Italy, Spain, the UK, Australia. It is wild how many of y'all it is and how much y'all listen to me. It's crazy. I appreciate every single one of you. And again, I want to thank you for listening. So please continue to do so and continue to let me know that you're listening. Also, for those of you that may not know, hey, your boy is live on YouTube. That's where we, do the live shows. Of course, some of you folks just listen to the audio, but the live shows are on YouTube. Come on over to YouTube. Okay, type in Long Beach Joe Jets, Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. But just know when you come over here, boy, oh boy, you're going to have to deal with some people, man. It's my chat. And I call my chat the Savages. You want to know why? Because they're savage. Savage! Listen, man. My chat is full of monsters, okay? Full of monsters. I'm not going to lie to you. These guys are beasts, okay? These guys are absolute beasts. These people are beasts, okay? They're Jets fans. They're ravenous. And no one's safe. Not even me. Okay, if they don't like your take, if they don't like what you're bringing to the table, they will let you know. Trust me. Okay. Salutes to all savages in the chat. Christopher, I see you in the building. Edward, salutes and respect to you as well. All the savages in there going crazy. Salutes and respect. We got a lot to talk about tonight. But before we get to Jets football, as everyone know, I am a big supporter of the Community Food Bank of New Jersey and everything that they do, helping to aid the community and get food and provide services for people that are in need. And tonight we're going to have Ms. Nicole Williams come on to the show and talk to us about everything they do at the Community Food Bank and how we can get involved. Nicole, I want to welcome you to the show. How are you doing tonight?
I'm great. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, Nicole, my first question for you is, what do you say to those that think that the food bank is only here to serve the homeless?
That's a great question, Joe. I would say that unhoused individuals are actually a very small percentage of the population that we serve at the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. Nearly 1 million people across the state are food insecure, and that includes more than 260,000 children. And these are people who are working sometimes multiple jobs. They may be overemployed. They may have 2-3 jobs per person in the household, just trying to make ends meet, but it's still not enough.
Absolutely. That's something that we see as well. And I tell people that all the time, that there's a lot of people that are working multiple jobs and they're still, struggling to make ends meet and get, food put on their table. What are some of the biggest challenges you face when trying to get people to understand how food insecurity is also affecting the youth as well?
Yeah, I think there are a lot of misconceptions about food insecurity. There's a lot of stigma out there about it. We always tell people that, when you send your child off to school for the day, any one of the kids in their class could be food insecure. Food insecurity is so pervasive among children, especially down in the southern part of New Jersey. And we serve those kids at the Community Food Bank of New Jersey through a number of programs, really trying to fill the meal gap that they face, especially after school, over the summer, on weekends, during those times when they're not getting the free school meals that they may rely on during the week.
Yes. And again, we're speaking with Ms. Nicole Williams of the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. Again, Community Food Bank of New Jersey doing great things. CFBNJ.org. Get involved. Nicole, can you fill us in on your Check Out Hunger campaign?
Absolutely. Our Check Out Hunger campaign is going on right now. This is the 33rd year of it. It started back in 1991, and it allows people to make donations quickly, easily at your local convenience store, your local supermarket. It's going on in places like ShopRite, Quick Check, Wawa, Wegmans, Price Right, and the Fresh Grocer. When you're out shopping on your normal grocery visit, you can add $1, $3, or $5 to your bill, or you can round up your bill, make a donation, and 100% of the proceeds help us out at the Community Food Bank of New Jersey. And every dollar donated helps us provide 3 nutritious meals, and that's going on right now into January at many of the stores.
Nicole, you have given us such phenomenal information here. How can my audience volunteer or get involved with the food bank?
Yeah, you said it before, Joe. Go to cfbnj.org. You can volunteer. There's plenty for you to do. We have so many different jobs that you could do in our warehouse. You can go out to some of our community partners and help distribute food. Or if you don't have the time to volunteer, you can contribute funds. Again, $1 provides 3 nutritious meals. You can host a food drive or just drop off food in our warehouse. And then raising awareness about food insecurity on social media, talking to your friends about it, everything helps.
Nicole, it has been phenomenal speaking with you. I want to thank you for coming on our show. You have a good night tonight, all right?
You too. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Wow. listen, what a phenomenal time spent there with Mrs. Nicole Williams. Again, Community Food Bank of New Jersey. Get involved if you can. CFBNJ.org. They do a lot of great things for the community, a lot of helping, finding, and aiding those that are dealing with food insecurity. And I want to thank, again, Nicole for coming on tonight. Now, as we continue to move on, there's a lot of things shaking and moving with the New York Jets. Boy, oh boy. Again, the lines are open. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Whoo! There's been a lot of things moving and shaking with the New York Jets. We're going to get to the lines. Trust me. We're getting to everybody tonight. I see you in the building, 631. New callers as well. I see y'all. Okay, 515-602-9639. Give me 1 second. We're going to cover this really quickly, and we're getting to the lines. We're going to talk tonight, all right? Wow. Okay, as we know, Diana Rossini, The Athletic, had come out with a pretty eye-opening article recently. Well, Rossini continued on and put out a little bit more as well. I believe it was on the 25th that she had added a couple more things as well and put it out there. And there was a couple things that, she put out that was really continuing to be eye-opening. This is just kind of a scaled-down version for you folks. Basically, she was saying that the Jets' ownership are in full-scale rebuild, and that Woody had kind of, fired Joe Douglas was to show him respect so that they can continue to look for other GM options. There were other things in there as well. Again, in that scaled-down article, a lot of things, moving and shaking. But I tell you what, the stuff that came out about Aaron Rodgers within that article also was eye-opening too within this new one. One of the things was that Woody had lost faith in Rodgers' ability to lead the team, and many in the building know that Aaron Rodgers is not the same player. Also, in Rossini's new article as well, it was that Aaron Rodgers still wanted to play for the Jets in 2025. Aaron Rodgers wanted to play in 2025, but not for the Jets. This is directly from the article. It appears increasingly likely that Rodgers could be placed on IR or possibly benched over the next few weeks. Some around the league say that they won't be surprised if Rodgers is cut in season. Whew. Now, when I initially heard this, I'm not going to lie, kind of blew my stack. Okay. Now, I know, again, we're taking everything with a grain of salt here. Okay. Everybody immediately screams, hey, this is Rossini. Zach Rosenblatt has also talked about a lot of these things as well, and they kind of have an axe to grind. But, man, the idea of benching or cutting Aaron Rodgers in season, particularly cutting Aaron Rodgers, I thought would be a horrific look for the New York Jets. It would not only scare away any free agents or anyone else coming here, but it would absolutely damage the New York Jets image as well. The optics of it is horrific if you end up cutting him in season, and also the impact if you end up cutting him in season is crazy too, because that dead cap would be ridiculous. I believe it's $49 million if you cut him pre-June 1st. If the Jets were to get rid of him, post-June 1st, and again, you could designate that cut in March post-June, then they could split, a dead cap hit. I believe it was $14 million in 2025 and $35 million in 2026. So we'll see what happens with him in the future here. There were other reports as well that came out that kind of countered that. Jordan Schultz kind of talked about that as well, that maybe the narrative between a fractured relationship between Woody and Aaron Rodgers was overblown. But then Aaron Rodgers spoke out as well today on Pat McAfee. And I want you folks to hear what he had to say about the reports about him wanting to, possibly play somewhere else in 2025. Here's it come from directly from the horse's mouth of Aaron Rodgers.
As far as my future goes, I haven't told anybody in my life that I want to play in 2025 and not on the Jets. So that's 100% false. I actually said the opposite. I said that I'm going to wait and see what happens with at the end of the season, and if they want me back, and what happens with Brick, and what happens with the offensive staff, and obviously the GM at the time, and then they just fired Joe. There's a lot of things out of my control when it comes to that. But I've really enjoyed my time in New York. I mean, obviously we haven't had the success that we've all wanted to have, but I've made some great friendships on the team. I've enjoyed living in Jersey. I've enjoyed time in the city. I've enjoyed getting to know the fans. And I came here to win here. So I'm not jumping off ship, like, oh, I definitely want to play and not in New York. Like, I don't even know if I want to play yet. But
Yeah. So he goes on to say as well that if he does play, that New York will be his first option. That'll be where he wants to be. So a lot of these reports coming out, and again, Aaron Rodgers comes out and poo-poos that. So if Aaron Rodgers does play in 2025, again, the Jets will be his first option. Now, there's a lot of things, that can come in between that. And you heard him say as well in that, time there with Pat McAfee, it depends on, what the situation looks like and if they want him back. Again, the new head coach, whoever it's going to be, the new general manager, will they want to be told who their quarterback is going to be? That's a big factor, right? We saw that with Sulla coming into the building. The first thing they did was say, hey, let's go get Zach Wilson and move on from Sam Darnold. That's exactly what happened. And you had a rookie offensive coordinator and a rookie, quarterback in there, trying to figure things out. So we'll see what happens going forward. Again, I've said this before, and I know there's a lot of savages that may agree or disagree. Again, 515-602-9639. I, in my mind, have not closed the door on Aaron Rodgers coming back here. I think that there's some options, some things that the New York Jets could do that I think could continue to keep us in a role of being able to compete and push forward, also while grooming and maturing a young quarterback. Because keep in mind, if Aaron Rodgers walks away this offseason, there is no answer on the New York Jets. There's no franchise guy. And I understand people want to go rah-rah for Jordan Travis. That's all well and good, but I have not seen Jordan Travis do anything. Okay? Nothing. All right? Nothing that will tell me he's a franchise quarterback. So we'll see what happens going forward. I wouldn't mind Aaron Rodgers being back here next season at all and trying to see what can happen with him going forward. But again, we'll be discussing that. Now, speaking of the New York Jets general manager search, guess what? The New York Jets have hired a couple of executives to help them on that search. Oh, man. And I know these names are going to excite you. The Jets have hired some execs calling themselves the 33rd team. The Jets have hired former GMs Mike Tannenbaum. Yes, Mike Tannenbaum that used to be the New York Jets general manager. The Jets have hired Mike Tannenbaum and Rick Spielman to help with their search for a new general manager and head coach. Again, trying to mimic, former executives leading their search. It's something that happened with the Commanders. I believe the owner's name is Bob Myers. He was able to do that. And we're seeing the Commanders, turn things around. So here we have Mike Tannenbaum and Rick Spielman in the building, and they're going to be, searching for the new guy, the new guys, the new folks that are going to be leading this New York Jets football team for years to come. And this is an extremely important decision here. Right? We've seen what happens in the past when you have a general manager and a head coach that aren't up to snuff. Mike Tannenbaum and, Adam Gase. And we saw how quickly that went awry. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens going forward, especially, again, with Mike Tannenbaum being one of the guys that are going to be searching to help the New York Jets find a general manager and head coach. With his history here, it's wild to even hear that. So we'll see what happens going forward. Speaking of head coaches as well, and we'll get to the lines in just a second, 515-602-9639. There's been a lot of ruckus being made about Rex Ryan and the New York Jets right now. A lot. Okay. Recently, Rex was spoken to about the Jets, coaching job and if he would be interested. And I want you folks to hear what Rex Ryan had to say about the Jets in this situation. Here it goes.
I look at it this way: blow it up. We're going to blow the opponents up. There's way too much talent on this team to play the way we've been playing, period. And how hard can you get a guy to play? That's the thing. Like, nobody's seen a team going to play the way as hard as this team's going to play in the future. Trust me, if I'm the guy. Trust me. And that's going to be it. That's what's going to separate me from all these other guys you're going to bring in. You know, your Grudens, your whoever, whatever. Give me a break. They ain't New York Jets. I'm all about the Jets. And the great thing is, all right, yeah, second chance. You get a second chance at it and things like that doesn't happen very often. Yeah, well, when it does, it's usually special. And so we'll find out if I get that chance or not. If not, then, you know, hope they have one hell of a guy in place, because I still want to be a fan of the Jets. I still want to be. But, you know, when I look around, I know nobody's better than me.
Now, boy, oh boy, listen, we know Rex is Rex is a Jet through and through. Last time the New York Jets had any real success, 2 AFC championships back-to-back, Rex Ryan was the head coach of that football team. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, Rex should be the only guy, you know, thought of as somebody that should fill that spot. I'm not saying that Rex is my top guy, but I'm saying that it's very, very interesting, you know, that Rex is, once again, interested in being the head coach of the New York Jets, especially what we have here. And if we talk about a Jets team that, to me, has all the talent in the world to be successful, has all the talent in the world to really be making things happen and pushing forward, but just seeming to lack that bravado, seeming to lack that confidence, seeming to lack that killer instinct, right? And when I look around, I tell you what, Rex Ryan is a guy that could fill that void on this football team. Rex is a guy that absolutely always finds a way to put that into his players. And Rex is also a guy that players literally will run through a wall for. We've seen it. We've seen it and heard it. Not only that, but Rex is also a guy that we've seen take talent that really isn't that good, but coach it up so well that they're playing way beyond, you know, at a level way beyond people believe that they should be playing at. We saw that. His last years here, he had a defense that really was not talented. And I believe they were like a top 10 defense in this league. He took Aaron Mabin, who was thought of as a complete draft bust, and had him producing as a pass rusher within his defenses. So it's, again, I'm just putting this out there. I'm not saying that Rex should be the only guy on the list. Not at all. That is not what I'm saying. But I am saying that it's a very, very interesting name to add to that list. Again, when you look at where the New York Jets are, could Rex be the guy to come back and lead this team somewhere, especially with a lot of the veteran players as they continue to build towards the future? But again, you know, you got to find that right general manager. But Rex throwing his name in that hat is very, very interesting. And I will tell you this, okay, before I get to the lines, again, 515-602-9639. I know you folks want to talk, and I'm going to get to you in just a second. If you bring Rex Ryan back here, I'll tell you what, this defense is going to get fixed. This defense is going to get fixed, baby. That's one thing I'm going to tell you. If I can't tell you nothing else, okay, listen, it is what it is, man.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
If nothing else is going to get fixed, if nothing else works on the New York Jets, with Rex Ryan here, it's going to be the defense, baby, all right? Rex going to make sure that defense is the top defense. They won't be playing like they playing right now. I guarantee you that if Rex Ryan is the New York Jets head coach. But again, there's a lot of other names out there as well, Aaron Glenn being one of them. A lot of people would like to have him come back again, Aaron Glenn, former Jet, but a great player for us, but has done a lot of great things. He's out there, Detroit handling his business. A lot of people would like to see him become the head coach of the New York Jets. A lot of people talking about Cliff Kingsbury, right, becoming the head coach of the New York Jets. A lot of people screaming about Ben Johnson becoming a head coach of the New York Jets. He's a hot name out there. So, again, we'll see what happens going forward. I think a lot of these reports coming out, a lot of these things swirling. One of those in the recent report, they were saying that Joe Douglas was so happy to not be the New York Jets general manager, he went fishing. And he was happier than he's ever been. And he was happier than he's been in a while, okay? That's saying a lot if that report is true, okay? And you got to start to think how the toll, right, that it's going to take on the New York Jets reputation and the toll that it's going to take on the New York Jets image with these reports swirling and a lot of things coming out. Because, again, that circus atmosphere comes back. Will that scare away top general manager candidates and top head coaching candidates? You got to start to think about that as well when you talk about the New York Jets. And, again, you got a meddling owner in Woody Johnson. I'm pretty sure that's going to cast some people aside as well, too. Because you got to remember, there was a time before Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh where the New York Jets were not a destination for free agents, not a destination for top general manager candidates, and for dang sure not a destination for top head coaching candidates. Those people just strayed away from the Jets because of all the issues that the Jets had, organization-wise, right? So you got to wonder if the Johnsons are going to be able to get some people in here that are really going to want to put some things together. The Jets have also made some roster moves as well. They signed some guys to the practice squad. Aesop Winston Jr. as well, wide receiver. He's going to the practice squad. The Jets have also brought back Bam Knight, run back. He's going to the practice squad as well. We'll be discussing that. And, again, the Jets have an upcoming game with the Seahawks. A lot of things moving and shaking. Call in 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Please give the stream, all right, a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell when you subscribe so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Also, again, if you want to get to the platform, Super Chat is there. Cash App is at the bottom of the screen. Anything you get to the platform is greatly appreciated, okay? Just know when you call in, please make sure, okay? The only rule on my show is don't curse. No cursing, okay? Don't curse because I'll get you out of here fast. I'm talking fast. Man, faster than they got Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh out of here. Whew, that was fast, baby. That was fast, man. That was fast. It happened. They fired Robert Saleh in season. A couple of weeks turned around and said, Joe Douglas, what are you doing? You up out of here too. Woo! That was crazy. Is it too soon? Is it too soon? All right. We got things still rolling and shaking here. All right, Jeff Albridge is our head coach. Savage is our general manager. So we keep moving and shaking. Again, 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. First caller, I'm going to Rusty. We're going straight to Rusty. Val, new callers as well. Sit tight. We'll be coming to you next. Val, we'll be coming to you next. But we got to get to Rusty, man. Listen, for those of you that do not know, this man, Rusty, he's a savage. Savage!
Salutes, Joe, and salutes fellow savages. Oh, God.
Salutes, man. Listen, I want to start here with you, okay? Rusty, has been a lot of things moving and shaking with the New York Jets. All right, a lot of things happening right now. Joe Douglas is gone. Now the Jets, have a opening and general manager-wise. We know they're going to be searching for a head coach upcoming as well. What are your thoughts on the Johnsons hiring Tannenbaum and Spielman to lead that general manager search, man?
Oh, God. Just when you think it couldn't get any worse. You ever seen, the Titanic where then they had the orchestra and there's people running around crazy as it's going down? And they're like, you know what? Just keep playing. Just going down with the ship. You do realize who's a part of this quote-unquote 33rd team, right? You realize there's another name on there?
Go ahead.
Adam Waste-Case Gase is on there as well. Yeah, so that's looking terrific. Yeah, let's get Tannenbaum back on here because, fired him and then he went to the Fish and he did freaking amazing because that's the reason why he's a GM still. He doesn't even know what the heck he's talking about on ESPN. It's ESPN. I know I butchered it on purpose.
Yeah.
But dude, it's ridiculous. And then they want to give, Tannenbaum all this credit for, and Rex too for building when we went to the 2 AFC championships. That was actually Mangini that did it. And then, credit to Rex, I guess, for making the guys play hard. But Mangini honestly put all that whole team together. A lot of people forget about that.
Well, I mean, yeah,
but
a lot of that
it's
talent,
a bad joke.
a lot, and I don't mean to cut you off, but a lot of that, there was a
no,
lot.
I'm cutting you off too.
Yeah, there was a lot of talent from those teams that came from Mangini. But Rex also brought some guys in. Bart Scott, he brought in Jim Leonard. he had guys firing. Listen, and they were firing ready to go.
Jim and Bart were good.
Yeah, listen.
That's true.
At the end of the day, right, and I get it, those are Mangini teams, but we saw Rex have major success with those teams. It's success that we didn't see from Mangini with those teams. So, I get it. But
no, that's what I mean. Mangini should have been on GM.
Yeah, but at the exactly. But at the end of the day, here we have Tannenbaum and Spielman, the 33rd team. They're searching for general manager and head coaching candidates here, trying to get some guys in the building. And I'm looking around and I'm saying to myself, Rusty, man, these reports that are swirling and coming out, I think they're really going to hurt the New York Jets' chances to land, that top candidate, the guy that, the top guys that we're hoping to come in and lead, this football team going forward and get us to finally go somewhere. And I want to get your thoughts on that. With all these reports coming out, how much do you think this hurts the New York Jets? How much less attractive do you think those reports make this job look to those top candidates?
We're uglier than the fugly chick. Like it's bad. Like it's honestly bad. Like I wouldn't touch us with a 10-foot pole unless we had a new owner. Because you're going to come in as GM and head coach, and you're going to be doing what you want to do, and they're going to give you everything, and then all of a sudden now they're going to go behind your back and bring in other people, then fire you, and we were one game out of 500 when Saleh got fired. Our defense would bottom out, and they're just to pieces. It's a joke, man. Like it's so bad. Like it's worse than like Rick Cote. And I remember I got into a lot of fights in school that year when I was a little kid. I had to deal with Giants fans, but it makes you stronger. But it was, yeah, man. It is just bad,
wow.
And it just not good looks whatsoever.
Yeah.
And seeing helicopters landing in the middle of practice, and you're like, oh, what's this? Then JD's gone. Yeah, it's no bueno.
Yeah,
I don't blame him for being happy fishing.
I think for me, the thing that I think will hurt the Jets' general manager and head coaching search when we talk about these reports coming out is the reports of how meddlesome Woody Johnson is. When you have reports coming out talking about how he got involved and micromanaged Joe Douglas, he was stopping extensions, stopping him from re-signing guys. Bryce Huff, he stopped Hassan Riddick's initial contract extension talks as well, and him getting involved in personnel decisions with the coaching staff, benching Tony Adams. These are things where these top guys are going to look and go, I don't want to have anything to do with that. I don't want an owner so involved in football operations that he hires me, but then turns around and is trying to tell me how to run my ship. I don't want that happen. I'm the captain of my own ship. I don't want you coming in trying to get involved with things that I'm doing, because if so, what did you hire me for in the first place? And what's crazy about this whole situation, right? And I'm gonna give you the last word on this topic, is we've seen this situation go bad before for the New York Jets when Woody Johnson and we're trying to get involved in things. We saw this. There was a coach that we ended up losing that went to Carolina. And the reason why that happened is because the Johnsons and the general manager at the time were trying to meddle with him and trying to tell him who his defensive coordinator was going to be. They were trying to stick Greg Williams
That's
to
crazy.
him. Remember that? And he said,
Oh, yeah.
I'm not dealing with that. I'm not playing these weird games that you guys are trying to play. And he bounced and went to Carolina. What was crazy about it was he was one of the top coaching candidate names, but he didn't want to deal with any of that. He didn't want to deal with a meddlesome owner and a general manager trying to, tell him who was going to be on his staff. He didn't want to have nothing to do with that. And so I'm looking around and I'm wondering, man, with all of that in that report, I think that would scare the daylights out of any general manager, any head coach from coming in here. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? I'll give
Any
you the last
smart
word
one.
on it.
Yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head. Any smart coach or somebody with a brain, they're going to be like, no, because then that's how we get all these other guys, the phony baloney Tonys and stuff like that. It's like, it just so stinks that we ruined JD.
Mm-hmm.
It happened. Mm-hmm. That's a fact. Watch, he's going to go and be like GM of the Carolina Panthers now or something like that. And they're going to be like the next Detroit Lions. And you're right on the money too. Like what the best franchises that do good and stuff, you have the owners that just shut up, sit in the corner, collect their big fat checks, and just like, all right, cool, because W's produce me money. You know, the Kansas City owners, the Ravens owners, the Steelers owners, the new Detroit owners. Like, it's a real thing. And you have all these other guys that like to stick their noses in it, like Jerry Jones and the Davises and our guy Johnson and Johnson. He's a cancer to the team. He's a literal oil slick on a race car track. It's like, oh yeah, go win. Meanwhile, he's crossing all the lanes and making us spin out and crash. All right, and it's like, oh, why can't you produce? Oh, because you're like a vulture over my shoulder.
Yep.
And anything that I do good, you pull the plug on it. Yeah, that would have been sweet to have Huff. Imagine that. And then everybody else, him along with McDonald and still keeping other types of players. But nope. That's why we can't have nice things, because we have we have an air conditioner unit as a stadium that we share. And our owners just garbage, who also too during mid seasons when we're garbage, jacks up season ticket prices where I don't even know why people even bother. Like, it's like the only types of jerseys and anything we should even be buying is like the Kleckos and the guys that are retired, like as Jets Hall of Fame rings and Hall of Famers, like, because they deserve no money, man. Like, boycott them, do whatever. And if you want to go pay $50 for a beer, $27.50 for a hot dog, and $175 for parking, like, go at it, bro. It's wow, man. The type of goal you have.
Listen. We could get into the stadium later. There's a lot of season left. I
so many layers, Joe. So many layers.
I have ripped that stadium and the stadium environment multiple times. I have no issues continuing on with that. But as we continue to talk about, this front office and rounding out, there's a lot of people talking about Rex Ryan right now, Rusty, right? We know that Rex Ryan has put his name in the hat. He said it publicly. He wants the job. Give him a call. He's ready to go. Give me your thoughts on that, Rusty. Would you like to see Rex Ryan become the next head coach for the New York Jets? And if not, who's the head coach that you would like to see end up, snatching the spot?
No, I don't want to see Rex. I'm done. I'm done with Sexy Rexy, whatever they make, his nicknames and the tattoos on his wife and on him and all the stuff. I'm good. You had a nice run. It bottomed out. Can't go back to X's and stuff like that. So, I mean, honestly, for coaches, I'm in the Floreses, Ben Johnson, Aaron, Glenn, but those are my top two dudes, Flores and Ben Johnson. I like those guys. Let them pick whoever and their staff and then get a competent GM. But that's not going to happen because look at our 33rd team.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and who would want to come here, like you were saying?
So my question, just to follow up with that, because you mentioned Aaron Glenn, other guys as well. What do you say to those fans that are saying, hey, look, we need to stay completely away from any defensive-minded head coaches. We need to stick strictly with offense. What do you say to those fans when you bring up the name of Aaron Glenn, because he is a hot coaching candidate right now?
Well, one thing about Aaron Glenn is he does know offenses, because like he's dealing with in Detroit and how he's been at other places. He put his 2 cents in. You know what I mean? On different types of offensive things. He knows offense. He was one of the greatest cornerbacks ever. For us, like Aaron Glenn was no slouch. So if you could put him, and I'm sure that he's not going to want to look like an idiot. So he's going to go out there and he's going to get a real offensive coordinator. Not like a hack, not like a waste case Gase, like any of those just so great. Oh my God. Yeah. I there's not even words, man. Like it's just terrible. Because Aaron's like a man of pride, he's going to be like, I'm not going to get one, he's going to get a true dog. I guarantee it. Like he would do it right. And that's why I would have faith in him, Flores, because Flores is a defensive head coach too.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't mess around with Miami. They gave him the boot.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, he didn't want to quit, and look what he did with, And then Ben Johnson, of course, he's an offensive guy. But those would be my three candidates.
Okay.
That's what I would hope. But of course, they're going to not do that.
Yeah. No,
so
I respect that. And again,
used to it.
Yeah, we'll see, because there's a lot of things moving and shaking right now as things continue to play out. Again, we got, Tannenbaum and Spielman on the job. We're going to see who they're able to track and shake out for the New York Jets. Now I want to get into this upcoming game against the Seahawks the Jets have coming up. I'm going to start with the Jets defense, man. We've seen a lot of struggling, a lot of bad tackling, blown coverages. You got the Seahawks coming in. At this point, they are the number one passing offense, in the league, okay? Geno Smith has completely revived his career there, and, he's their guy. But you got DJ Metcalf, JSN, Tyler Lockett. Them boys is ripping things up. How concerned are you about this Jets secondary facing this wide receiver core that will just absolutely eat you alive?
Oh, none whatsoever, because you know what? We had a great week of practice, Oh, God, we're so doomed. Oh, man. It's just never ending. I think we're just going to get torched. I've already accepted it, but it's we had a great week of practice, Joe. Yeah. That's what we did. Yeah. So we had a great 2 weeks of practice, and that's sort of. Well, I think we're just going to get torched.
You're going to get lit up?
Because, Metcalf, and then what, JS? Where did he come from? What college?
Let's not have that discussion. Okay.
Yeah, my bad. No, I was just trying to remember, future international
champions. Let's not have that discussion. Yeah. All right. We don't need to have that discussion.
Sorry, Garrett came from a similar one.
Yeah, I was about to say, because, Garrett Wilson, I remember these Ohio State guys, I tell you what, man. Garrett Wilson, bad game. They keep it all the way real, okay? They are fair
he was
and
never
balanced.
Number one. He was always a number 3 when it came to Ohio State. Ohio State. Look who we had. Marvin,
ripped him to shreds. I had Ohio State guys ripping Garrett Wilson to shreds. I had to stop him.
I said, still do.
Whoa. I said, whoa. Garrett Wilson's great. What's going on? No, Joe, he's a loser. Blah, blah. I was like, whoa, okay. Hey, listen. Fight on, okay? I'm over here with SC. I'm good. Yeah. You guys want to go crazy, go crazy. But getting back here, I'm looking at the.
Well, we demand excellence, Joe. That's what the Ohio State does. So just let me know.
I'm sure you do. Now, my next question, and final question for you on this situation. Yeah. I'm looking at the Jets, offense and myself, and I'm saying to myself, okay, look, we know that Aaron Rodgers is dealing with a hamstring issue. I think he's still dealing with a knee injury as well. The Jets' offensive line, you got Olu in the spot where he should be now. No more Tyron Smith. I'm saying to myself, why can't the Jets establish the run against the Seahawks and really work off of that? Do you think this is the game where we see the Jets really come out and dominate at the line of scrimmage and really run the Seahawks defense into the ground?
We should, but it's not going to happen because Hackett's going to, run the ball when he should be passing it, like always, and passing it when he should be running it, and not use Agent Zero correctly, and they're splicing him with Breeze to, beat people up. But, oh, Lordy. But, yeah, we're doomed, bud. Right. But,
give me
it is what it is. At least we'll get a good draft pick, hopefully, and trade out of that, too, and just
give me your final. Give me your final score prediction, Rusty. Jets, Seahawks. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think it ends up?
You don't want to hear it, but do you really?
Yeah, go ahead. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Don't run.
Yeah.
Don't run from this prediction. Don't run from this
prediction. I'm not running. I think it's going to be 31-10. The Rainy City. Yeah, I'm not allowed to curse on your show, but whatever, Pigeons.
31-10 Seahawks. Whoa.
Yeah.
Rusty.
Yeah.
I got other callers. I got to slide off. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you.
Absolutely, bud. Happy Thanksgiving and salutes to you and salutes to fellow savages.
Salutes and happy holidays.
Let's have a great week of practice.
Happy holidays to you and your family as well. Listen, man. Oh, my goodness. I know people are down, Jets, where things aren't looking good, okay? We're not in the best of situations. 3-8. Okay. Playoffs are done, but we're still here. There's still a lot of things going on with the Jets, and we've got to figure things out, especially going forward. So we're going to get back to the lines in a second. Again, 515-602-9639. Salute to all the savages in the chat. James Kennedy, I see you in the building. He said firing Joe Douglas was the same old Jets move. Ooh, baby. Outlaw salutes. He says, Tony Adams, I do not like that situation because if it's true, he's on his contract here and that's somebody I want back. Yeah, listen, that report that came out that said Woody Johnson benched Tony Adams against the wishes of the Jets staff, that will scare the life out of any top head coaching candidate. That you will have an owner come down from, the owner's spot, come down and tell you, bench this guy now. Not because he's done something that maybe you don't know about, something crazy off the field. But no, I want you to bench him because I want you to bench him. I think he should be benched. I've never been a defensive coordinator. I've never been a positional coach. Heck, I've never even coached a high school football team, but I want you to bench this guy. What? No head coaching candidate's going to want to deal with that. None. I'm telling you, it can get spooky. And that's why I'm being honest here, Jets fans, and I want to hear from you. I think a lot of Jets fans need to, start, tapering their expectations for who's going to end up here. A lot of people don't remember. This was not a long time ago. The Jets were not a destination for top head coaching candidates. They were not a destination for top general manager candidates, and they were not a destination for top free agents. And it was a big part of that was the Johnsons. A big part of it was the Johnsons. Nobody wanted to deal with the New York media. Nobody wanted to deal with the fan base, which was rabid, right? Get all over you. But nobody wanted to deal with the Johnsons. That was a huge hurdle that kept the New York Jets spinning in the same bad cycle for a while. Before we got Joe Douglas, which we were shocked we got Joe Douglas, and then we landed Robert Saleh. I remember when Robert Saleh went to Philly. I remember it. Went to Philly to visit, and every Jets fan was screaming, it's happened to us again. I was sitting back. I watched it. And Joe Douglas made that call and snatched him and brought him back, and everybody was overjoyed because we got one of the top guys, okay? So we're going to keep getting to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Again, please give the stream a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that notification bell so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Salute to James Kennedy. He says, Tannenbaum was a cap guy, not a personnel guy. How can he help? Tannenbaum made some moves, but Tannenbaum was a gambler. He gambled a lot on a lot of guys. He would trade away a lot of draft picks. Woo! He made a lot of gambles, okay? I will say his, the things he put together, 2 AFC championships. Okay? I'm just going to say that. But still, Tannenbaum was a gambler. He gambled a lot. All right? But we'll get back to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. Next! We're going to Val. Val, we're coming directly to you. Listen, the circus has started. Dun, 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 dun. Savage! Val salutes. Here we are again, right? A lot of things moving and shaking with the New York Jets. We're 3-8. We're going into a game against the Seahawks, but there's a lot of things going on off the field. The Jets have hired the 33rd team, Mike Tannenbaum, Spielman, to head their search for a general manager and a head coach. What are your thoughts about that, man? Val, are you there? Val, are you there? If you're
Oh,
there,
my bad. Yeah, my bad. You said.
oh, my
Val.
bad. Hold on a second. Hold on a
I thought
second.
it
This
was
isn't
another
Val.
guy.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. My bad. This is not Val's been betrayed. You sound like a new caller. Give me your name, where you're from, and give me your thoughts about the Jets search for a general manager. Hello?
This is Nas in Atlanta. Yeah,
Oh.
This is Nas in Atlanta.
From Atlanta. So, hold on a second. This is Atlanta. Let me. For those of you that do not know, this man is indeed a savage. Yeah. Savage. Nah, salutes. Good to hear from you. My system betrayed me here. I thought you were Val. Excuse me. Okay, salutes to Val. But you're calling in. It's good to speak with you. We haven't spoken with you in a second. Give me your thoughts about this general manager search by the New York Jets. They brought in Tannenbaum, Spielman to help him with the situation. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, this is a typical corporate move you do to yourself from any blame. So when we see houses bring this out, oh, we got a consulting firm, and now we see NFL and NBA teams doing it. I don't like it because I think it just kicks the can down the road to make it to where nobody's accountable. Because the search firm clearly said that we should hire this person. I like the fact that Tenenbaum is at least involved in it, so it's not just all bean counters in there. At least there's somebody who knows football in there. But yeah, I hate these search firm situations, and I always wonder, is it a nephew or anybody that works there, and this is a nice way to give them a job? I just don't like these things, man. Hire the person and wear it. Just, you know what I mean? If it goes good, you get the credit. If it goes bad, you get the blame. But at least take accountability for it, man.
Yeah. No,
Make your
Nas,
hire with your chest.
Yeah, Nas, you sound a little bit muffled. If you could correct your situation, I don't know if you're on headsets or what's going on, but just correct your situation a little bit. You sound a little bit muffled. But, I respect that take. And there's a lot of people that kind of echo your sentiments that are saying, hey, they're not in love with bringing in, Tannenbaum and Spielman, kind of a corporate thing to help these guys out. Again, these are former, execs as well to help lead this search. And I know, again, the team in Washington had did something similar as well, and they're turning things around. But they want to see, the Johnsons go out and grab their guy. But one of the things that I think that the hurdles that the Johnsons face is that this place has been a circus. It's particularly in the past, right? Been a lot of things moving and shaking, and I keep telling Jets fans it wasn't that long ago where we were not a destination for anything around the top of the NFL whatsoever, whether it be coaches, whether it be general managers, or even players as far as free agency, unless we vastly overpaid. And we're starting to hear a lot of these things circle around again with these reports coming from Rossini and Rosenblatt as well. And a lot of those reports have, there's other, media personnel that have lended credence to some of those things as well that have been reported by Rossini and Rosenblatt. And so I'm starting to look around and I'm saying to myself, these reports coming out, I think are really going to hurt the New York Jets coaching search and general manager search as well. What are your thoughts about them?
I would say yes and no. For one, we don't know if Johnson may get a job with the incoming administration, so he may not actually be around much. That's a possibility. And then the other part is, I think a lot of it was damage control because of so many moves this season happening with the idea that A-Rod was behind them. I think to a certain point, man, he's a man just like any of us, man. His ego probably got the best of him. And then Woody came down and felt like he had to let it be known that that guy doesn't run this building, I do. Now, was that a mistake? Yes, but I can understand why it happened. So like you said, will they have to overpay if somebody's a prime candidate, and will, certain promises have to be made about him staying out of it? Yes, all of that will be involved. But we're still talking about the New York Jets head coaching job, man. It's a pretty prestigious job, I think, especially think about the college ranks with so many people who are just disgusted with NIL and the way things have changed. I think a lot of college coaches are going to make the jump, and they're going to be some highly qualified people available who we would never thought would be available. So I think the coaching search is going to be fine, man. These are still 32 of the best jobs in the world, right? So, yeah, I think they'll get it done.
Okay. Listen, Nas, I hear you, but I'm looking around and I'm saying to myself, if you're a top, general manager and you're a top head coach and you're hearing that you got owner, that your owner could possibly come down and tell you who to bench. Your owner can also get involved in, your contract extension discussions, or tell you to not give a guy an extension that was vital for your defense and Bryce Huff. When you got a guy like that, and also, we're hearing reports again that he was micromanaging Joe Douglas. When you start to hear those things, and again, this is not the first time that we've heard those things about the Johnsons. It's been historical with the New York Jets and the Johnsons. I remember the Johnsons getting involved. Heck, Tim Tebow was a signing that was done by the Johnsons. They wanted to sell jerseys. Like, everybody else was trying to make sure that the team would get better, we could push towards the playoffs, and the Johnsons were brought in Tim Tebow so that they could sell jerseys. So there's a history there with the Johnsons getting involved in football operations, and that was one of the biggest, joys when we got Joe Douglas initially, was because we said to ourselves, finally, the Johnsons will no longer be involved in the football operations, and will finally, actually turn into a franchise that's trying to win instead of a complete circus. So I'm hoping the top guys don't get scared away, but in the past, that's definitely what happened. Now, as we continue to talk about, this situation, this subject here, there's a lot of head coaching candidates out there. You talked about, some of the guys in the college ranks that we could see. As of now, who are the top 3 guys that you're looking at to possibly become the New York Jets' next head coach?
I think somebody said Aaron Jones earlier.
Aaron
from Detroit,
Glenn?
of course. Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No.
Yeah, the former corner.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely. That seems like a good spin the block move.
Mm-hmm.
Look, and I know this is not going to be popular with the fan base, but if it comes down to it and Rex is actually a candidate, I don't think it's that bad if you look at it as, okay, we bring in Rex as a stability thing for a few years before we find another one. But like you said, the problems that the Johnson family has caused, I think the Ben Johnsons of the world, that's out the window. Those guys who have first choice, they're not going to take it. But that doesn't mean there's not a lot of viable candidates. Like, dude, there's 32 of these jobs. There are a lot of available candidates out there. And, you just got to find one. And you got to make the choice of signing it. And I just hate that they're kicking it to committee. And then if things go bad, they're just going to blame them. But, yeah, man, I still think this is a good job, man. And somebody's going to take it. Let's not act like this is, your head coach at Vanderbilt. Like, dude, it's New York Jets. You're in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah. No, listen, I hear you. Now, as we start to talk about this football team, there was also a lot of talks about Aaron Rodgers. Do you think that he will return to the New York Jets in 2025?
No, I don't. I don't think he will. And I'm not saying that from the standpoint of the franchise probably walks away from him. I just think at his age, the things he's looking at as far as does the team have more holes to fill than, normal, I just don't see him coming back. And matter of fact, I think if Aaron does come back, the only place he can come back is the Jets, because I think if he goes out there and thinks he's going to be on that free agency tour, he's going to end up in a Belichick-like humbling situation over the offseason if he tries to go somewhere else, because people are going to bring up all of the, the warts from this season and last season. So if he does come back, it's as a Jet. But, yeah, I don't see anywhere else.
I don't know. To me, I think there'll be options for him, especially on a team that's really looking to, have a veteran quarterback, have a Brady-esque like veteran quarterback come in and be able to, control their offense. I think that's something he could do. I think one of the biggest issues with the New York Jets was that when he came back this season, a lot of people thought that he was coming back as 25-year-old Aaron Rodgers, and that is not who he is anymore. And Aaron Rodgers is not a bad quarterback. He's still not bad. He just isn't 25 anymore. He can't run and get outside the pocket and make he can still throw the rock. We've seen this, right? But especially with the play along our offensive line, Tyron Smith not playing up to snuff, him taking a lot of shots and getting hit, him also not trusting a lot of guys, i.e. Mike Williams and a couple other guys. I think that was what really, really threw this offense through a loop this upcoming season.
And too much control, Joe.
Talk about it. Go ahead.
Too much control, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as we know, in modern football, a lot of motion, a lot of distraction. Like, that's what we see the offenses that are highly capable doing. Aaron wants to run the stuff that he got famous for way back in the day, which is, reading defense at the line, always, catching 12 men on the field. Any mistake you make, he capitalizes on it and running the clock down. Problem is you're limiting possessions. You're not playing at a quicker pace, so defenses are able to adjust to you. And he still got that gun on him. I mean, he still has that arm, but his body can't move. So, he's really stiff in the pocket. Like, he's not what he was. Like you said, he's not 25. But if he was to go into a system and kind of just play it like he did the last 2 years in Green Bay, where he accepts coaching, accepts whatever system they design, and just throws that thing, yeah, he would be effective. But again, this is football. And the idea of anybody being bigger than the team or the franchise is something that they just won't sign up for.
Yeah, they won't do it.
So I think if that dude thinks he's going to walk into somewhere else and get a job, I think he's going to find out real quick that those offers just won't come.
Yeah. And, I mean, we'll see what happens going forward. And, again, even him being here in 2025, if that's the decisions, if the Johnsons do keep him, I think his presence could also affect the New York Jets head coach search and general manager search. Because as you know as well as I know, there's a lot of general managers and head coaches that do not want to be told who their quarterback is going to be. They don't want that. And with all the other issues the New York Jets have, now you're trying to tell me who my quarterback is going to be, and that could turn a lot of the head coaches and general manager candidates away from this job. And for some, it may turn them towards the job as well. Having a veteran quarterback, having a guy the ilk of Aaron Rodgers, still having a team where there's still pieces, you can compete, you can push. I've said this before, and you brought it up earlier as well. I think Rex would be a guy, I'm telling you, you give him Aaron Rodgers, you find him an offensive coordinator, I think he's one of the guys that you can sell on having nothing or very little to do with the offense. Hey, Rex, fix this defense, which we know he can do. All right? That's one thing Rex is going to do. You go have a good defense. If you don't have nothing else, find a guy to pair with the offensive coordinator, and maybe the New York Jets jumpstart and still can rebuild underneath that as well. Because, again, once Aaron Rodgers walks out the door, there's no answer at franchise quarterback. We don't have nobody. It's empty. Okay?
Right.
There's nobody. Zach Wilson is not here.
Speaks to your earlier point, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
It speaks to your earlier point of certain guys you're not going to get just because of all the meddling from ownership.
Facts.
Rex is a guy who doesn't have those options, so he would, you know what I mean? He would jump at the chance, as we saw this dude publicly advocating for the job. So I'm not so against Rex. But again, we have to draft a quarterback this offseason no matter what. And if Aaron wants to come back, he's going to have to be okay with it. This ain't the Jordan Love situation, brother, where you get to throw a tantrum. We're drafting one, period. He's just going to have to deal with that if he does come back.
Jets, my final topic with you. Jets, Seahawks, the game's coming up, man. I'm looking around and I'm saying I think the Jets secondary is in for quite a challenge. Metcalf, JSN, Tyler Lockett. What are your thoughts about this matchup, man? This is the number one passing offense right now. Do you think the Jets secondary will be able to hold these guys?
Yeah, it just depends on where the Jets are as far as the season, because I don't think we know yet. We saw all the rumors out there, which proved it looks like they're proven to be untrue. But if the Jets are in the space to where everybody now is trying to put good tape out there and determine the rest of their career, and they're not necessarily thinking team, then yeah, Seattle's definitely going to beat us. But if we still feel like the season is worth it and Aaron can kind of rally guys, then this is a beatable team. Yeah, they throw the ball a lot, but that's because their O-line's not good and they can't really run the ball, even though they have Kenneth Walker, who's a great back. That's why they've been down a lot in a lot of games, and so they've been throwing a lot. But, yeah, I don't need Geno Smith revenge game on my TV on Sunday. Like, I don't need that, man. I don't need that. So hopefully the team is still intact and Aaron can rally the guys. But if the chemistry is off and everybody's playing for themselves, oh, man, this is going to be one of our worst nightmares.
Oh, Before I let you go, man, give me your final score prediction. Jets, Seahawks, who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think it ends up?
Give me Jets 2017. Geno Smith doesn't get the redemption. We don't have to hear all the stories about what if he had stayed and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't want it. Give me the Jets by 3.
Okay, let's talk about it. Nas, this was a phenomenal call from you, man. We haven't heard from you in a minute. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
Most definitely, man. Have
Absolutely.
a good weekend. Have a good holiday.
Same to you. Happy holidays to you as well. Listen, I'm telling you, we got calls coming in, okay? People talking that talk. A lot of things going on with the New York Jets, man. And again, I'm gonna keep talking about this. Jets fans, I think you need to taper your expectations, okay? This head coach and a general manager search. A lot of things moving and shaking, and I would not be surprised if Rex's name continues to get louder and louder, especially when you're looking at where the Jets are at. I would not be surprised if Woody Johnson and these guys find some way to try to make one more run with Aaron Rodgers, give it one more shot, especially with Rex as a head coach, because I think the New York Jets, again, all the talent in the world, but to me, this team seems to lack a lot of mental focus and mental toughness. They get punched in the mouth one time, everybody just kind of shuts down. Slow start, stuff like that. Rex Ryan going to have you come out cooking. He going to have you come out cooking. Rex Ryan is going to come out and have this team confident, ready to throw shots. I'm telling you. That's one thing that Rex is, confident through the roof. Confident through the roof, and this defense going to get fixed. So we'll see, okay? I like Ben Johnson a lot. I don't know if we land him, but I like Ben Johnson a lot. I love Aaron Glenn. I love the idea of Aaron Glenn coming back, saving the New York Jets. I love the idea of Aaron Glenn coming back home and saving the New York Jets from their own ineptitude, okay? Oh, my goodness. Please, somebody help us, okay? I like that idea, but taper your expectations. We're going to get back to these lines. Again, 515-602-9639. Salutes to Edward Stewart. Says, good call, lots of key point salutes. He says, and Edward Stewart Savage also says, and he says, and Tim Tebow gets his first 20-yard TD run against the Jets. And a better O-line. We need a better O-line protecting Aaron Rodgers. We absolutely do. Salutes to everyone in the chat, all the savages. All right, I'll come to y'all in between the calls. I'm one man, okay? But you guys are, spitting a lot of knowledge as well. James Kennedy says, I think Tannenbaum is still bitter over his firing. His inclusion is a mistake. Woo. He's talking that talk, all right? A lot of people don't like Tannenbaum or the 33rd team being brought in to help, the New York Jets search for their next general manager and head coach. A lot of Jets fans don't like that. A lot of people thinking it's Charlie Casterly all over again. Oh my goodness. I don't even want to go down the road of how we ended up with Mike McCagnon. They actually thought he was making decisions in Seattle. Oh, that was brutal. That was a brutal time. He was one of the worst general managers the Jets have ever had. It was crazy. John Idzik was terrible. He was terrible. John Idzik was Seattle. Mike McCagnon was the Texans. Whoa. Whew. John Idzik was horrific. He was terrible, too. He was terrible. John Idzik was another level bad, but Mike McCagnon was bad as well. We'll get back to these lines again. 515-602-9639. 515-602-9639 is the number. Call in. I am taking all callers. Next! I think this is Val. Let me make sure here. Val, is this you? I'm making sure. My system's a little... Is this Val? We
yeah, this is me this time.
Hold on. Let me put some respect on his name for those of you that do not know. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Savage. Salutes, Val. My system betrayed me.
Man, listen,
My
like
system
they always
betrayed
say,
me.
was defamation of character, man. You know, just like how it.
Yeah, Nas with a great call, phenomenal call from Nas. Now we got Val here on the line. Excited to talk to you about everything that's going on with this football team here, Val. Listen, man, another report comes out. A lot of things moving and shaking around Aaron Rodgers. He's saying that if he decides to play next season, the New York Jets would be his first option. What are your thoughts about that, and do you hope to see Aaron Rodgers play with the New York Jets in 2025?
Yeah, like I said, it was a lot of speculations. That's why I wanted to wait until like Tuesday because we was gonna hear officially from Aaron Rodgers himself, because he always goes on the Pat McAfee show and stuff. So I'm glad he cleared up a lot of other stuff, and he definitely didn't make it clear that if he was gonna play or not for 2025. But he said that if he did play, he would love to play for New York. Where he would play. So he said that he would love to play for New York and stuff. And to be honest, he doesn't really have that many options. I mean, he's going to be 41, and if he's not trying to make a Super Bowl, what is the point of going to another team? So if they're not going to build around him the way that we build around him, and if this didn't work, I don't know where else that's going to work at. So honestly, it just really doesn't make any sense and stuff. But for me, I kind of want to move on, man. Like, honestly, I'm kind of, for me personally, I'm kind of done with the Aaron Rodgers project. I really didn't really want to go down this path because, like I said, I keep saying this over and over. He was my third option, and Lamar was the first. Derek Carr was the second because they're easier. They're younger for one, and on top of that, Lamar Jackson, I feel like he was way more established, and he was 26 years old, and you're gambling on a 38-year-old, and it could either work or it could be terribly bad for you and your future, and this is exactly what happened. So, I kind of don't really, I just want to see us move forward. Because I'm looking at all these other offenses, and I'm just seeing how they're gliding. They have quarterbacks that can run, that can move from the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not stagnant. It's like very up tempo.
Mm-hmm.
You see players, they're getting to the line faster, and it's just like for us, it's just all over the place, man. It doesn't look good. It looks like we're not ready. It just looks like our team has no type of energy. Mm-hmm. And so I just kind of just really want to move on. But at the same time, does the new GM and the new coach want to deal with the Aaron Rodgers? Do they still want to see if he's able to play on their type of structure of their offense and stuff? So that's going to be a whole different conversation from right there. So we got to see what the ownership, and we got to see what the direction of the franchise want to go with. But honestly, I kind of really want to see Tyrod Taylor too. But let's see what's going on.
Yeah, no, I don't mean to cut you off. My thoughts is this, and I understand, people are saying a lot of different things about Aaron Rodgers. I think that he has options, in other places in the NFL. I think there's been a lot of talk about him in the Vikings, that possibly being a landing spot for him next season as well, if he is not a New York Jet. I remember there was some talks about the Titans. Yeah, there was some talks about him possibly landing with the Vikings. We know that's NFC North, so I don't know if you do it, but they would have could possibly have a spot for him there as well. And also there was some talks about the Titans as well being a possible landing spot as well. There was a lot of talks and rumors that's a place where he could end up going to. So I think he has some options, and I know there was some talks about the Raiders too being another team that was in there. But I look at it like this. I wouldn't necessarily shut the door on him being the New York Jets, quarterback next season, especially when you look at where we're at, right? There's no answer after him whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody, literally nobody. And
so it's complete rebuild.
Yeah, it literally, if you let him go, you might as well go into a complete rebuild. And if you do that, you really will be going through a rebuild, because I don't think any of these young guys are going to stay here either, because now you're going back into the abyss with no quarterback, right? And they've been here. Sauce.
That's something not fair.
Yeah, Sauce, Brees, Garrett, those were the guys that were advocating to bring in Aaron Rodgers. They literally did a video on social media. They were screaming about it, cheese heads and all that stuff. Like they were clamoring for him to come here because they wanted to finally have a quarterback so that they can win. Now, mind you, when they were doing all of that stuff, when everybody was screaming for Aaron Rodgers to come to the Jets, and they weren't the only ones, there were veteran players on this team that were calling for Aaron Rodgers as well around that time. Zach Wilson was still on this roster. He was still actively on this roster during that time. He was still actively on this roster. He was not gone. They didn't cut him or trade him, nothing. And he was, I'm pretty sure he was at the house sitting back watching all these guys screaming for Aaron Rodgers. So now you go back into the abyss and you don't have an answer at quarterback. I don't think you're going to keep a lot of these guys. I don't think that Garrett Wilson is going to stay here. I think he'll be one of the first guys out the door. His value is off the charts right now. And he's let it be known that, like, hey, I'm tired of losing, and I'm tired of having, horrible offensive performances. Even though I'm breaking over 1,000 yards, he said this in the past. It's still, our offense is too stagnant. We're not doing enough.
He doesn't care about it.
Nope.
He doesn't care about the accolades. He cares about the wins.
Exactly. Breece Hall.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, Breece Hall, I think, will walk away too. I think Sauce will be on the first thing smoking up out of here, and that will, again, that'll break a lot of your talent. You got to look at the other guys too. JJ, I don't think stay here. Nobody's going to sign up to lose again. So you got to wonder where this is going to take us. And so I think that having Aaron Rodgers here in 2025, I'm not going to close the door on it, because especially if you get a veteran head coach, and I know people, again, I talk about Ben Johnson, all these guys. I don't know if you're going to end up with any of those guys either, especially with the Johnsons. But if you end up with a veteran head coach, right, there's guys out there. There's been, and I know people talk about Mangini, but there's a report that Mangini could be one of the guys that could be looked at as possibly being the New York Jets head coach. Rex as well publicly vied for it. You get Rex.
Who's Mangini? That's the Ravens offensive coordinator?
No, Mangini was a former New York Jets head coach. A former New York Jets head coach.
Okay.
Yeah, Eric Mangini.
I remember him. Yeah. Darrell Reeves.
Yeah.
I got you.
Rex is also, one of
that.
No,
I definitely don't want that.
You don't want to have nothing to do with Rex? Talk to me, because I was going to ask you about that next.
Oh, no. Mangini.
Oh, Mangini.
I want Rex.
Okay.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
I definitely want Rex.
Okay.
Rex is in my top 3.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you go ahead and get your top 3. Tell us your top 3 coaches next, because there's a lot of people that have been saying, hey, look, I don't want to have anything to do with a defensive-minded head coach. A lot of Jets fans are screaming, offense or nothing. Give me your thoughts, man.
Okay, listen, man. Just going back to what you said, going back to what you said about Zach Wilson, you notice that a lot of people didn't say, oh, man, they didn't wish this man Zach Wilson well or anything like that. Like, it was very silent, and everybody just moved on and stuff like that. So, that just shows you that people was ready to move on from Zach Wilson years ago. Yeah, so that was the whole thing. And for the coaches, man, for me, this is my list right here. It's Aaron Glenn for number 1. Not really in order, but this is just mostly the names that I do want. Mm-hmm. So not in order. Aaron Glenn, you got Rex Ryan, you got Brian Flores, and you got Joe Brady. Joe Brady is because I feel like he's really good offensively, but again, I don't want him to, he's never been a head coach. So I really want to have those head coaches that's been head coaches before. Even Aaron Glenn, he's never been a head coach, but I feel like what he did in Detroit Lions is just up some. I can't believe it, man. Like they definitely turned that whole franchise around, because listen, talk about a laughing stock. That place has been a laughing stock for a long time.
Years.
And the fact that for years, and they just been in prime time Thanksgiving games, and they was just pushing them out all the time, no matter what their record was, and it was just so bad. So now that this team is rolling, man, shout out to the Detroit Lions, man. I just hope that could be us one day. And, I was hoping it was going to be this year, but, hopefully going forward that we're going to be the ones that could change that around, because, we definitely deserve it as fans, man, because we've been in together for a long, long time. So hopefully this regime that comes is probably the best that, could turn this around.
Yeah. So my question for you, Val, is can you give me a selling point? If you were the Jets, if you're on the Jets staff and you're trying to convince a top head coach and a top general manager to come to the New York Jets, what do you sell them on?
What you could sell them on is that, listen, we have some young talent here, that are on their contract years, which is not really too pretty to say, but we could definitely turn it around. You have some promising young talent that has a lot of gifts, but you just gotta we gotta have a culture here. You could bring up the first 2 years how everything has been going well. It's just the coaching and it's just the quarterback and stuff like that. That kind of got us in the way and stuff. I feel like that's the selling point as well too. I feel like just a big city. If you could win in New York, you could. I mean, listen, you win with the Jets, you're gonna be remembered forever. I mean, listen, we're still talking about Rex Ryan, and Rex Ryan, he's the one that brought us to the AFC Championship. So if you could bring us to the Super Bowl and win a championship, I mean, that would go a long way.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, like I just feel I think we're gonna have a top draft as well too. So if you want to draft a quarterback, I feel like you could go that direction.
Mm-hmm.
But you have some type of options, you know. But yeah, like I said, listen, Quentin Williams, he's been through the gutter as well too. He's been with I do believe I understand what you said about some of the young talent that might leave and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Quentin Williams, he could have left anytime he wanted to, but he ended up staying. You got C.J. Mosley. He's another example that could have left a long time ago, but he ended up staying as well too. So some of these players are going to end up staying, you know. Like, but I do feel you with Garrett Wilson. Like Garrett Wilson is somebody that I always worry about.
Yeah.
I feel like Breece Hall. I feel like he's a person that still buys into the Jets and stuff like that. He never really showed me any signs. Sauce Gardner, until this moment, he was basically saying that he wanted to be a Jet for life, and then boom, you know, he got hit with, you know, not playing good this season and stuff like that. So I just hopefully, you know, things turn around. So I feel like that's a selling point, that we do have some promising young talent. We just need a culture that gets here. And listen, Woody Johnson, he may not be around for 4 years and stuff like that. So you don't have to worry about him leaving around. So.
Well, you know, he did, according to reports, tell somebody, I didn't hire you. My brother did. Okay, so
yeah, I remember. He definitely told Robert Saleh that. He was like,
I didn't hire you.
I didn't hire you. You know,
my brother did. Okay, so
exactly.
You know, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Jose.
Yeah, you know, listen, and I hear what you're saying. You know, there's some guys that have stayed, but you got to keep in mind that a lot of those guys stayed in the midst of what they thought was the Jets turning around. Right, Quentin Williams signs that deal. Aaron Rodgers is here. Robert Saleh, Joe Douglas at the time are on good footing. Right, that's he got that deal from Joe Douglas. That was a huge deal here for the New York Jets. Not only, you know, for him, but the money was big, but also us saying, hey, we finally keep our own. You know, Quentin Williams is playing like a top defensive tackle in this league, top defensive lineman, and we keep our guys when they perform well, where they're in good footing. Now, you know, it was all good just a week ago. Because neither one of those guys are here anymore, and now the New York Jets are spiraling, and we're talking about, you know, what we're going to do at quarterback. Aaron Rodgers, you know, could not be here in 2025. Now there's no answer at quarterback. We go back to uncertainty, and keep in mind, Aaron Rodgers is only here because the Jets were uncertain at quarterback, because the Jets thought Zach Wilson was the guy at one point, and he's in Denver.
Sheesh.
So yeah, things happen fast. Okay, in a New York minute, and here we are. Right, trying to figure things out. Now I want to go to the game, man. You got the upcoming game against the Seahawks. Man, I'm looking at this Seahawks passing game.
The revenge of Geno Smith.
Man, do you think we're actually going to get to Geno Smith, the Jets? Do you think we're going to be able to get some pressure on him? Will McDonald, Quentin Williams, Hassan Riddick, do you think they'll actually be able to get to Geno and get some sacks?
Listen, man, hold on. Before I even get to that, I will say, because I heard this earlier, that, you know, our offensive line was bad. Honestly, our offensive line hasn't been that bad. It was just really Tyrod Smith that's been bad. But I feel like it's still decent from what it was before. But it definitely got better. But going to this game and stuff like that, they have offensive line problems as well, too. But listen, let me tell you something. Geno Smith is not afraid to throw that ball
at all.
Yes, he definitely makes mistakes. Like, he is not. And he listen, he's been with the Jets as well too, and he wasn't afraid to throw that ball as well too. But he didn't have weapons with us. Now he actually has weapons with the Seahawks. They're the number one in the division. They just beat the Cardinals and stuff, so they're running on an all-time high. They're trying to maintain that first spot right there and try to, you know, so they're going to definitely be more motivated than us. right now. We don't even have a direction. We don't have no no leadership right now. So man, it's gonna be tough to get to Geno. And the question was, can we get to Geno Smith? Hopefully we can. They don't have, like I said, they don't have a strong offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen plenty of times where Geno Smith gets smacked around and hit. So we're gonna have to send that blitz if we're gonna try to win this game and stuff like that. But yeah, it's gonna be tough. This game is gonna definitely be tough. We can't play the way how we've been playing. And the quarterbacks that we've been, Kyle Murray just had a career year with us.
Yeah,
and then we
career
had
game,
this
yeah.
man,
Anthony
and then
Richardson,
the Indiana
too.
game right there. Richardson,
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson.
Mhm.
I mean, come on, man. And then now you have Geno Smith. He's going to be extra motivated to come back to New York and actually play his former team that drafted him. And, he felt like he was kind of slighted a little bit as well, too. So he's going to be motivated.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they have a running game, and that's always been our Achilles heel this whole season. So
We can't
I don't
stop
know,
anybody.
man. I really don't know about this game.
We can't
Yeah,
stop
we really
anybody's
can't.
running
We
game.
really can't.
Nobody.
We really can't, because what I seen with the Cardinals, what they did to us, and the Steelers, I'm just like, boy, oh boy.
That was
I don't know how the heck we're gonna win these games.
Man, that was so embarrassing to watch that Cardinals game. You know what the worst game I think was, watching us getting ran on? It was that Bills game. Because that Bills game, it was so wide open. It was like they handed it off, and it was to their backup running back. It felt like 5 yards before there was a jet in sight. Anytime they ran the ball, it was 5 yards before you even saw a New York Jets player, period. Whether it be a linebacker, corner, or anybody. He was just out there running by himself. It was crazy. We have been struggling to stop the run all season. All season. My final question, you look at the Jets offense, do you think we'll be able to establish the run with Breece Hall?
Wow, I think we will be, able to run the ball and stuff. I feel like our offensive line is much better now. Now, would it affect us to actually win this game? I'm not too sure, but I do believe that Breece Hall will actually have a good game. The question is, can the secondary hold up against the offense of the Seahawks?
Metcalf,
that's a huge question.
Man, Metcalf,
Yeah.
JSN, and Tyler.
Metcalf is about to have a day, man.
Good Lord.
See, Sauce Gardner played really good on him last time, like we played the Seahawks, when we had, a messed up Matt White, but I just, man, it's really crazy, man. I don't know what's gonna happen in this game, but if we come out the way how we came out these couple of past weeks, it's gonna be really ugly. Yeah. I'm not even gonna lie to you, Joe. It's gonna be really ugly.
Give me your final score prediction: Jets, Seahawks. Who do you think wins? Who do you think loses? How do you think it ends up?
Sheesh. Oh man, I mean, we barely even scored 20 points now, Joe, man. So I'm gonna say 17. Because we actually have a kicker now, so 17 to probably 30. It's gonna get ugly.
17 to 30 Seahawks.
Gonna get ugly. Yeah, Seahawks.
Oh. I can't do nothing but respect it. We're 3-8. We're 3-8. 3-8.
Nothing to talk about now.
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
But quick question, Joe.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, do you want Aaron Rodgers to come back?
Do I want Aaron Rodgers to come back? I wouldn't mind it. I actually wouldn't mind it. I would like to see him come back. Yes, I'm gonna answer the question fully. I would like to see him come back, and I would like to see him come back because we have no answer at quarterback. I think that if we get the right coach, I think the Jets can actually try to make another run while continuing to grow and
would
foster
you draft a
young
quarterback?
talent. Yes, I would. I don't know which one you would grab though. Shador Sanders, I think, is going to be gone. And I know I'm going to get some slack for this. Listen, as of right now, Shador Sanders to me is like one of the, if not the guy, one of the guys, like the top guys. And I think he'll be off the board.
I don't think we're going to get him, Joe.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to grab him either. And only way I think we actually are able to get up and get close to him or grab a guy that's close to him and bring him, to the New York Jets is us trading a lot of draft capital. And I don't think we're in the space for that either. So when you look at that,
right,
I think it would we would be better set up if we had Aaron Rodgers come back, right? Figure out. I think the issues with the offensive line are more fleshed out than we believe, because I think that Tyron Smith was horrific this year. He was so bad.
Terrible.
He was so bad. And
Absolutely.
this is why I wanted Olu
I couldn't
Fasanu.
believe it.
And he said I couldn't believe it. He was so bad. This is why I wanted Olu Fasanu. I remember people were, Joe Bowers, the Bowers boys was all over me. Joe Bowers, forget Olu. And I said, listen, we need a left tackle.
Yep.
And I think that Olu is that guy. We need to grab him. We got Tyron Smith. I do not care. I do not care, baby. Bring in Olu Fasanu now. And now look at us, right? We're in a position where even though that guy didn't work out, right? Guess what? Olu's in there, and he's been all right. He's going to have his bumps. You know what I'm saying? He's a rookie. But he's playing pretty darn well for a rookie. Not only does he play a left tackle, he's playing everywhere. Right tackle, guard, all over the place. He played guard, and he looked phenomenal. So I think if we flesh those issues out and we get the right offensive mind in here next year, and again, I don't know who it could be, right? But we get the right offensive mind in here that's not going to wildly change the scheme and work with Aaron Rodgers. I think the New York Jets really could be competing to make a playoff next year. Real talk. We have the talent. A lot of these guys are going to come back. We have the talent. The problem is it's mental. And we've seen it. It's mental. When we get punched in the mouth, and you know what's crazy? Devontae Adams talked about this, and I'm gonna give you the final word on this. Devontae Adams had only been here like a couple days. Anybody remember this? He only been here a couple days, and when we got beat really bad, he went off in the locker room and was telling people like, "Yo," he even came out and talked about, "Where's the juice?" Like, there's nobody, getting fired up. A guy make a play and then y'all just walk around like. It's just dead. It's something upstairs with this Jets football team. When we get hit, we don't swing back. We fold. And we see it often. Right. When the Jets take a shot, we just fold.
In the coach game.
Yeah, we get in the corner and we ball up. If you get the right head coach in here, and listen, Rex Ryan is one of those guys that will bring that type of energy, and he will change your culture. Ask Bart Scott about getting punched in the mouth with Rex Ryan as your coach. You better punch back. And these guys would punch back because they were more scared of Rex than they were of the people that was punching them. So I'm just saying that. I'm just putting that out there. But I want to get your final thoughts about that.
Okay. Oh, yeah, most definitely. And I feel like for me, I just feel like Aaron Rodgers, I've seen a lot of clips where this man, Aaron Rodgers, sometimes he would miss the wide open player. Like, I mean, it's just like sometimes he's holding the ball a little too long. Mm-hmm. He's hesitant. Yeah. He's not moving the way how he's supposed to be. That's kind of the reason why I'm more to moving on, because I just feel like he doesn't have it anymore. And it's just like we're so tied into Nathaniel Hackett and stuff like that. And then is he going to adjust to the new scheme and stuff? And, he has, kind of like a little ego as well, too. So, but I'll be all with it if we get Rex Ryan. That's the only way I'm down with the Aaron Rodgers coming back, if we get Rex Ryan, because I know for a fact that he would rejuvenate this team and that defense will definitely be fixed. Mm-hmm. But that's all I got to say for that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if we cut Aaron Rodgers post June 1st, that's 14 and then 35 million split into 2 years. So, we'll see what happens, man. There's cap implications. There's cap implications as well. It is what it is. We're going to owe a lot of money. But, again, I would like to see Aaron Rodgers back here next year at this point. Give me, again, Val, it's been phenomenal speaking with you. Next time I have a show, I want to hear from you, all right?
Sure. Alrighty, man. Have a good one. And like I said, whatever Joe says at the end is defamation of character. You see the system is messing up now.
Absolutely. Listen, when Blog Talk works, it works. It's working, right? Clearly, y'all talking to me. We've taken a bunch of calls tonight. My system betrayed me, okay? It is not defamation. I can prove these things, okay? I can prove them, all right? A lot of things moving and shaking right now with the New York Jets. Salutes to all of the savages in the chat. Salutes to Edward Stewart. He is talking that talk. Okay. Edward says Detroit and Buffalo game I'm really looking forward to. He also goes on to say, man, oh man, that John Simpson has held his own this season. Yeah, he's had some games where there's been some penalties, but he's been all right. He's been all right. He also goes on to say again, Edward Stewart, savage, says history shows when the Jets have a good head coach and an O-line, they do well. And under Rex Ryan, right, those 2 AFC championships, they were running the ball. That offensive line was monstrous, okay? That offensive line was monstrous. Salutes to GVH. Good to see you in the building. G says the Bills week was a terrible time to fire a head coach. He also said we also had a D-line the last time we played the Seahawks. He's right. He's right. All right. It's going to be interesting going forward. It's going to be interesting. And another reason, again, why I think the name Rex Ryan is going to be interesting. Again, I love Ben Johnson. I love Aaron Glenn. Brian Flores as well. I like him too. But I tell you what, I do not think that the Johnsons will be as meddling with Rex Ryan in there as they were with these other guys. The Johnsons love Rex Ryan. The Johnsons love Rex Ryan. They would have never fired him. For y'all that don't remember, they would have never fired Rex, and they fired Rex because they had to. They fired Rex because they had to. They had to fire him. They had to get another general manager in the building. That Idzik hiring was so bad. It was so bad. They had to fire him to get another general manager in. They would have. Rex Ryan would still be the head coach of the New York Jets. I'm telling you. But we'll see going forward. There's a lot of names. We'll be having those discussions as the season continues on. All right. A lot of things going on. And again, that quarterback discussion, man, I tell you what, Shedeur Sanders, I don't think he's going to be there. Salutes to Outlaw, excuse me. He says, Joe, how do you feel about Cam Ward? I think Cam Ward's solid. I don't think he's horrible. I think he's solid. He's a solid guy. But I'm telling you, Sanders is right now, a lot of people are talking about Sanders, being the guy. And I mean, he's good. Like he's really good. He's really, really good. So a lot of moving and shaking, a lot of things happening with the New York Jets. Oh, let me give you guys my breakdown. So I'm looking at the Jets' upcoming game against Seattle Seahawks, and I'm saying to myself, hey, is the New York Jets offense going to be able to produce? You come out and sleepwalk against Seattle, they're going to blow the doors off the place. Real talk. No lie. They're going to blow the doors off the place, okay? It doesn't matter you at MetLife or not. They will absolutely, put a 50 burger up on you if you don't get it together. All right? You look at the defense, you're going to be tested. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett has been good in this league for a minute. Speedster, okay? Let me tell you something. Let him creep behind the defense and see what happens. Lose your assignment on him and see what happens. Have these blown coverages and bad tackles against him and see what happens to you. JSN, another guy too, stretching the field. He'll roast you. DK Metcalf, Sauce has got to be on him. That's their top guy. Don't get muscled and thrown around. Sauce, you on the screen, dog. I got you on my screen for a reason. You better learn how to tackle fast. Because if you don't, you're going to get cooked. You're going to get cooked. You got to worry about the running game as well. Even though the Seahawks aren't the best running team in the league, it doesn't matter. We've struggled with everybody this season running the football. Everybody. We've struggled with everyone running the football. Everybody. All right? It's just defense better get it together. Hassan Riddick, Will McDonald. Will McDonald's actually having a good season. He's actually having a really good season, leading the New York Jets in sacks right now, currently. I think he's 2 sacks away. I think he has 8 sacks. He's 2 sacks away from a double-digit sack season. Crazy. All right, he's playing really well. I need Hassan Riddick to step it up. I need some pressure, and I need him to finish. I need him to get home. These pressures and everything is great. Get home. I need to see fear in the eyes of Geno Smith. That's what I need. I need to see fear. I need to see this man looking around. Oh, my goodness, I'm going to get smacked. Okay? That's what I need to see. Period. They're going to throw the ball a lot. But I think first they're going to test us on the ground, and Kenneth Walker's a good running back. Offensively, I need to see the Jets come out the gate, ready to fire on all cylinders. Don't come in here sleepwalk and have a bad half offensively and think you'll just be down by 35 at the half if you do that. Yeah, you'll be down by 35 against the Seahawks if you do that. Out the gate, get something rolling, put some positive drives together, finish in the red zone. Breece Hall, Braylon Allen, get these guys the football. Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams. Bro, there is no reason why the New York Jets offense should struggle. We have Aaron Rodgers, Garrett Wilson, and Devontae Adams. How in the hell are we not scoring points? How is this possible? We should be scoring like 50 points every game. We have Devontae Adams. What is going on? We should absolutely be putting up points against this Seahawks team. Run the football. Get the ball to Devontae. There's no reason why he should go a quarter or a half like we've seen in the past without getting a catch. That's crazy. Our backs are to the wall, bro. Go out there and fight for your name. Go out there and fight for the name on the front of the jersey and the name on the back. Put it together. All right? This Jets offense should come out screaming. With all that said, man, I am taking the Seahawks to beat the Jets 28-20. 28-20, I'm taking the Seahawks, man. I think the Jets put up a fight. I think the Jets play well, but they just missed. Just missed it. 28-20. I'm taking the Seahawks, all right? Now, this is a phenomenal show. Had a great time speaking with everyone here. We got to close it down, baby. Again, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. Please give the stream a thumbs up. Wherever you're watching me from, please get involved with everything that I'm doing, okay? Listen, I'm the man of the people. I'm here for the people. Let me show you to promote my Facebook page. Everyone go on Facebook, search The Long Beach Joe Show. Like that page. My content's up there as well. Give it a listen. Message me. I'll message you right back. I love going back and forth with you folks about this football team. Again, also leave me some feedback. I love hearing about what you folks think I do here on the Long Beach Joe Show. I am also on Twitter as well. Going over to Twitter, okay, type in at The Long Beach Joe, at The Long Beach Joe on Twitter. Follow your boy. I'll follow you right back. You want to troll me? No issues. I'm the troll that lives under the bridge, and I will have my Vera Tucker jersey on at all times. At all times. All right? He's playing all right. He's come back. He's, come back from his injury, and he's played well. Okay? Just got to continue. Let's close out the season strong. Okay? So come on by. We'll be trolling. I'm also on YouTube as well. Come on over to YouTube. Type in Long Beach Joe Jets. Long Beach Joe Jets on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Give the streams and videos content a thumbs up. Also, super chats there if you want to give to the platform. Any way that you give to the platform is greatly appreciated. Get in those comments as well. All right. If you want to troll, get in the comments, troll me, and I'll troll you right back. And as always, people, when you see me in person, it is arms out, chest open, free hugs for everyone. Free hugs for everyone. The hugs will cost you absolutely nothing. Okay. I want to thank you folks for taking the times out of your day to call in and interact with your boy any way that you do. I appreciate every single one of you. Without you folks, I am absolutely nothing. Okay. Thank you. It means a lot to me. Okay. And we'll keep these shows coming. Again, happy holidays to everyone. Everybody get involved. Community Food Bank of New Jersey. I want to thank Ms. Nicole Williams for coming on. Listen, cfbnj.org. Go over there, get involved, donate, volunteer if you're in the area as well. Anything that you give to the Community Food Bank really goes to help, all of the people that are out there that are food insecure, especially in these times. We got holidays coming up. Please do what you can to, give to people. This is the time that they need it. And again, Happy holidays to everyone, every last one of you, okay? Stay safe with your friends, your family, and I wish you nothing but a warm, happy holidays. Until the next show, folks, you folks have a good one, okay? You folks have a good one. Peace. Hold on one second, folks. Pow. Okay, I should be back. One second. Excuse me. Listen. Exclamation. The chat brings up my link tree. Everyone, please get involved. Link tree's in the chat. Has the links to all of my social media. Also has the links to all of my YouTube pages. Get involved with all of those things. And subscribe. And again, subscribe to the channel. Give the streams and a thumbs up. Share them across the social media with your friends and your family so they can get involved as well. We do these radio shows year round, okay? Year round, we sit here and we talk about the New York Jets. Oh, my God. Year round, I talk about the Jets. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Okay. This team will drive you. It'll drive you there. But I'm still here, and we're going to keep it going. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so please get involved with everything that I'm doing. This is the number to the show. For the foreseeable future, if it changes, I will let you know. You will be notified that it's changed. It may change. We will see. Okay? But please get involved with everything that I'm doing. Call into the show. Talk that talk. The only thing I don't allow on my show is cursing. Don't call into my show cursing. I will get you out of here fast. Okay? Okay, I don't stand for that. This is YouTube. Also, I have a family show. Okay, I got young people that listen to me. I have old people that listen to me. And I'm not having that. Okay, so don't call into my platform cursing or I'll get you up out of here. You know, if it's tolerable, I will ask you, hey, listen, it's a family show. Please don't do it again. If you go crazy I'll get you up out of here. Sometimes I don't even wait for that. I just boot you. Older, savages that have been here long enough. No, I don't stand for that. Don't do that. I'll get you out of here. Don't do that. Okay. Very sensitive platform, YouTube. So I want to make sure that I abide by YouTube's, standards, okay? Because I love YouTube. I love YouTube. Don't play those games with me, okay? All right, but yeah, we have great conversations here about this football team. Great conversations about football in general. You don't have to be a Jets fan to call in here. We have all kinds of fans that call in here. Falcons fans, Patriots fans, Bears fans, all kinds of fans, that Raiders fans as well that are in the chat. Call in, listen, all kinds of stuff. You are welcomed, okay? They're also welcome to call in, talk about, seeing the Jets from the outside looking in. So please do that. But just know we bleed green, okay? We bleed green over here. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to keep it real. We bleed green, but hey, I respect all of it. And that's what we do. So we have a lot of fun. And we're passionate. People call in, they want to yell and scream. Don't get too crazy. Don't try to scream over me. But again, y'all here, I give my callers, my audience, the last word every time. Oh, also when you call in, my wait times are not long. I can physically see you. I have a queue system. Okay. So when you call in, all right, just wait. Like literally, people don't wait that long, especially when we got a lot of calls, things churning and burning. I give, my callers anywhere from like 5 to 8 minutes to make their point, and then often I have to move on when we have a lot of calls and things is moving fast. So, please get involved with everything I do here. Also, one of the things that people do, this number right here is the number to the show. Salutes to Edward Stewart. He says, that's what I like about your show, Joe. Respect. Salutes. Thank you. It's a family show. I understand. Listen, the Jets will take you there. They will take you to a place, okay, that you've never been before. They will take you to a place you've never been before. And I understand that it will, it could really turn up the heat, okay? But we can't have that, okay? Yeah, so this number here is the number to the show. what a lot of people do. I'm not telling you who does this. It's Rusty and Val. I'm not telling you who does this. It's Rusty and Val that does it. A lot of people call into the show early. My shows start again at 7 p.m. Eastern. Generally, they're on different days. Just subscribe. My schedule is crazy. And so what they do is they call in so they can get on earlier. I have no issues. Okay. I don't know when the lines to the show actually open up. From what I know, they open up at 6:50 p.m. Eastern, but there's people that's told me, Joe, the lines open up way before that. Don't ever try to tell anybody. Don't ever try to tell anybody when the lines open up. Don't even worry about it, bruh. I was told that by somebody. Don't even worry about it, bruh. Stop trying to tell them when the lines open up. You just do you, okay? Don't worry about when them lines open up. You know what I'm saying? Player, just do your thing. All right, host your show and, answer the calls, okay? All right, But I tell everybody that you can call into the show earlier. They wait about 10 minutes. As y'all heard tonight, we had a phenomenal, interview with Ms. Nicole Williams from the Community Food Bank. And then, again, I went straight to the lines. After I recapped everything really quickly and went straight to the lines. Usually it's about 10 minutes of talk, and then we go straight to the lines, okay? So, yeah, please get involved. You can do that. It is not illegal for you to do that. It is not illegal, okay? It's legal. Go ahead and do it. If you want to call in early, wait on the line 5 to 10 minutes, and then, boom, be the first on the line. No problem. A lot of people do that because they want to get their takes out. They want to be first. They want they shine. I have no issues with that whatsoever. None whatsoever. But I put it out there because, this is I put it out there because, older savages figured it out. I don't know how they figured that out, but they figured it out. And I just want to make sure that it's fair across the board so everyone knows. All right. That's all. But keep doing it. Keep doing it. I love that. I love that people want to have that discussion with me. So, yeah, go ahead and do that. Val says defamation of character. Skip this part. False information. As y'all can see, all right, Val's always telling people to skip this part. Hey, fast forward. Hey, don't listen to this. Y'all see, I don't have no problem with Val. He wants to be first, okay? It is what it is, I have no problem with it. So get involved with everything that I'm doing. We also watch the games live as well on this channel. Live watch-alongs. I've done some in the past as well. We'll see if my schedule allows me to do that. And we have a live game. Excuse me. After the games that we watch together, if there's time, if it's not late, we'll have a live radio show after, and those shows are hot. Those shows are hot, man. Woo, woo, woo. All right. So, please, get involved with everything we do. And again, subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. And we have a blast here. Yeah, we also game on this channel. Haven't been gaming in a minute because my schedule is crazy. But just get involved with everything that I'm doing. If you see me gaming, come on in and say what's up to your boy. Salutes to Crush. Says get better coaches and see what happens. Aaron is good. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens, Crush. We'll see what happens in the future with the New York Jets head coaching position and the general manager position. Aaron Rodgers can throw the football, but there's some things we got to figure out. Who's going to fit with him schematically and how things can get figured out. So we'll see. But respect to you, Crush. So yeah, we're gonna continue forward, get these things done, and continue putting things together for the show, man. Continue going on with the show. I really enjoy doing the show. Really cool to reach out and touch people and talk about this football team. So let me get to the Savages here. Salutes to Crush. Always good to see you in the building. Outlaw salutes. He says, are you going live for the game? I'll let y'all know. Oh, happy holidays to everybody again. I'll let y'all know because the holidays, got to figure things out. But we'll see. I'll let y'all know. If y'all don't hear from me, then clearly. But I'll let y'all know if I'm going to be live for this upcoming game against the Seahawks. So, yeah, salutes to everybody, man. Salutes to you, Outlaw. All right. Salutes to Edward Stewart. Always good to see you in the building as well, man. Also, when you call in, listen, don't call in from a phone that you found in a Home Depot dumpster. Please make sure that your phone line is clear, of background noise. Also make sure that your phone line is good. I need to be able to hear you. Some people call in on like headsets and it'd be echoing or sound muffly. Come off that headset and please talk into the phone. If I cannot hear you, I'm going to move on from you, okay? I'm going to ask you to kind of make an adjustment. If that adjustment ain't working, bruh, like, come on, okay? Like, fix that, because if I can't hear you and my audience can't hear you, what can we do, right? Also, make sure your background's clear of noise, all right? Some people call me from the job. They own the jackhammer. Listen, I want to thank everybody, okay, that listens to me. Some people call in from the job. I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Get your money. Get your money. Listen to your boy Joe. But please put the jackhammer down. Go down the street, okay, where it's more clear, and then talk to me, okay? If I cannot hear you, bro, what can I do? Okay, what can I do? I want to be able to hear you clearly so that we can hear your points and go back and forth, okay? So we have a lot of fun. Please get involved, okay? And, hey, when you call in, listen, know what your area code is. There's people that call in. I'm never going to say who it is. Never, okay? I'm never going to say who it was. This person that called in didn't know their area code, and they thought I was trying to block them or didn't want to talk to them. We had a discussion, and the person said, well, you never take my calls, blah, blah. I said, listen, this is where you from, right? He said, yeah. I said, I know that because this is your area code. And the person said, huh? And I said, yes, that's your area code because that's where you're from. So when you call in, I call out your area code, you don't pick up. So because you don't pick up, I move on to the next caller. And the person went, oh. I said, yeah, so you should know what your area code is. If you didn't know what your area code is then, you know what it is now. Man, that was a interesting conversation that I had with. I'll never say who it was. I'll never reveal. But know what your area code is. If I don't know you by name when you call in, okay, I'm going to call out your area code, okay? Please know what your area code is. Please, okay? It will save me and you a lot of issues. That person was heated. I'm never going to tell you who it was, but they were heated. They were like, what, you blocked me? You didn't want to pick up? It's like, no. You should know what your area code is. Salutes, Edward Stewart. Always good to see you in the building. Again, happy holidays to everybody. GVH, salutes and respect to you. Always good to see you in the building as well. Outlaw, salutes. Always good to see y'all. You know what I'm saying? Always good to see everybody. Coming on by, saying what's up to your boy in the chat, going back and forth. All the savages. James Kennedy, always good to see you in the building as well. All right. Salutes and respect, man. All right. Hemi, always good to see you too, man. Salutes. Christopher Phillips, salutes. Man, oh man. Christopher says, no new coaches. We want experienced coaches only. Yeah. A lot of Jets fans saying the exact same thing. We shall see. A lot of things moving and shaking. All right. So, man, I got to get up out of here. My schedule's wild, okay? I got to go. All right. So, listen, folks, be safe, okay? Be safe out there. A lot of crazy things happening in this world. Venom G salutes. Good to see you in the building. All right. Good to see you. He says, what's up, Joe? What's going on, man? A lot of things moving and shaking out here. Sit down with your friends and your family. Eat some good food. Watch some good TV. Man, enjoy a good meal with the people that you love the most. And let the people that you love know that you love them. It's extremely important to me in my life. And I hope it's important to you in yours. Okay. Happy holidays to everybody. All the savages. Again, be safe out there. A lot of crazy things going on. A lot of crazy things going on the road. Okay. Be safe. A lot of crazy people out here. All right. Be safe, driving, going to and fro from, family get-togethers or friends or whatever it is that you're doing. Be safe out there. A lot of people behind that wheel not using the old thinker. Okay. Be safe. Happy holidays to everyone. I wish everybody a safe and warm and happy holidays. Okay. Enjoy yourselves with your friends and your family. And, have a good one, man. Have a good one. So until the next show, you folks have a good one.